And we're alive. What? My cousin is messaging me just as I go live. What's going on? My cousin's confused. Now she said okay. Alright, what are we missing here? We got that. We don't have that. We did not get no rain here. It's been nasty in other places, but not here. We got lucky. There was a tornado warning in New York City. I don't know what happened. It was going all over. My mom was watching the Weather Channel, and for some reason, it gives us the New York City alerts. New York, New York. That's Manhattan. What the hell is that? And it said tornado warning in effect. Then it went to severe thunderstorm warning. But for a few minutes, it said tornado warning. Probably radar indicated. I haven't heard. Then again, I'm not listening to the news or watching the news. I haven't heard if anything happened in Jersey or in the city, but we didn't get the storms. They got it more to the south. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna search it. Maybe there's news about it. No. There's no active warnings. I don't see any. Wow, they're getting nailed, though, in New York City and in Jersey with these storms. Wow. Holy. I'll say that. Let me look at AccuWeather. We didn't get nothing. I'm not complaining either, because I don't want it. Who wants that? I don't think anybody wants that. There's still a severe thunderstorm watch until nine. It's over. Nothing going on. This is not going to happen here in Orange County. I'm going to check this radar. Yeah, it's down south. Everything. There's another line trying to build here that I got to keep an eye on. That I might have to keep an eye on right there, going east. But this is what went through earlier for the city and Jersey and down to possibly Delaware. And maybe it went through DC, I don't know. Try going back a little. Oh my God. Look at that line. We got nothing up here. We got nothing here. Nothing. I want to put this in motion. Hey, there was some strong cells in the city. Right there. Right there. What time is it? It's 8:24? But this is what I need to pay attention to. It could dissipate. Daylight heating is done. Sun is done. Yep, it looks like it's falling apart. It may not even get here. Now it looks like it's trying. There's a lot of tropical moisture in the atmosphere right now. I don't know. We might get this later tonight. Us up here. It hasn't happened up north. It happened down south. Maybe this is going to affect the north now. We didn't get it yet. So maybe it might still happen here, but not, I don't know about severe, but it's still active. But I was like, holy, they were saying severe weather here. That's why I never pay attention to the weather. I do my own research. I was telling her all day, it's not going to thunder. She's like, and she keeps asking Alexa, is it going to thunder today? Like, really? It's almost shameful. Alexa, what's the weather for tonight?
Tonight will be mostly cloudy with temperatures between 74 and 80 degrees.
There's no chance for thunderstorms tonight?
That's correct. There's no chance of thunderstorms tonight.
Is there a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow?
There's no chance of thunderstorms tomorrow.
When is the next chance of thunderstorms here?
There's no chance of thunderstorms in the next 10 days.
What? What? No chance of thunderstorms in the next 10 days? How could you know that
That's
for sure?
correct.
How could you
The
know?
forecast shows no chance of thunderstorms in the next 10 days, despite some days having scattered thunderstorms in the summary.
All right, so the forecast has scattered thunderstorms, but you just said there's no thunderstorms.
The forecast shows scattered thunderstorms in some summaries, but the actual chance of thunderstorms is 0 for all days. This discrepancy likely means the general weather pattern includes some thunderstorm activity nearby, but not in your specific location.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, I didn't get none. You didn't get nothing either, right? But we might get something. Nah, you ain't gonna get nothing. It's gonna fall apart. You didn't get nothing today, right? Either, right, Mike? I don't think you did. I wasn't paying attention to the weather. I was working just now for a couple hours. But I don't think if it didn't hit me, it didn't hit you. Everything was south. It's happening, well, it's kind of passing. It's in the ocean now, mostly. It was mostly New York City and south. Nothing there either. New York City, Jersey, into D.C. area, Maryland, Delaware, over there. Maybe Philly. Nothing here. I'm glad. Who wants damaging winds? I don't want that shit. I mean, that damage. I'm worried about that gazebo. Amongst other things. So nobody wants that. But they definitely got it down in Jersey and the city and point south. That was a wicked line. But there's a little line trying to stay together to the west. So I don't know if that's going to make it east. The only thing I would say is the air is very juicy right now. And this weak cold front is clashing with it. So could that create some instability and maybe some thunder shower? Yeah. But I don't see it. And now it doesn't see it. All day, thunderstorms, possibly severe, damaging wind gusts, all that bullshit. Flooding rain. Last night it was saying flood watch, 2 inches of rain per hour. Do you know how much rain I got? Not a drop. Not a single drop. And you can see the clouds look really dark to the south. That's where it is. You look to the north, it's bright. I bet you if I, well, it's late now. It might be still a little late. Let me see what the ring looks like. Ugh. Yeah, you could actually see it. Looks mighty bright to the west, and it looks kind of dark to the south. And this is the way it was. You see everything's dry. There's nothing going on. Nada. Zero. I want to look at the backyard one. I bet you to the north it's super bright compared to looking south. Oh, yeah. Look at it. That's what I'm saying. Nice and bright looking south. I mean north. There's even some breaks in the clouds here. So points where we are, well, where I am, north, got nothing. The other angle, south, they got hit. So it missed us. You could see everything's dry out there. I mean, look at the top of the gazebo. It's dry. Everything's dry. There's no drips. There's nothing going on. Which is, I say again, a blessing. I was watching, because I get news alerts on my phone. I was watching. And the governor came out in Texas and said there's still... The number just came out of nowhere. There's still 170 people missing. And the death toll is over 100. What? Oh my God. Yeah, it's kind of pink to the north too. It's just so sad. My God. So that's what, when you hear about flood watches and warnings, you gotta take that shit seriously. See, another thing too, and this happens in hurricanes a lot. I'm not comparing the hurricane scenario to what happened because those people were sleeping. Totally different story. But in a hurricane, a lot of people, I'm not saying half or the majority. A lot of people, they don't prepare because they say, it's not going to hit us the way they say it's going to hit us. Because sometimes they would prepare, spend tons of money on wood and supplies, and they're like, fucking nothing happened. I'm not going to go through this again. And that's what happens. They don't prepare anymore. And then when it does hit, they're caught off guard. Because they don't take it serious. They don't think it's going to happen to them. Or some people, you got to remember, when people do I'll just put it in these quotes, a panic buy, everything disappears off the shelves. So if you're a person that's waiting to look at the track of the eye of the storm and say, I'm going to wait till the last fucking minute, and I'm going to keep an eye on this thing and see if it's actually coming toward us. Is it losing strength? Is it intensifying? There might be smarter people that think that way. At least they're monitoring it to see what the likelihood of landfall is and where it's coming in. Especially if you live on coastal areas, get to higher ground, whatever. But some people are just so ignorant and stupid that no matter what you tell them, it doesn't matter. Like I always say this, it's one thing to risk your own life, but if you have a family, and you make that decision in that way, do you really care about your family's well-being? Or despite what you think in your brain, do you still do the best decision for the family to protect them? What? I don't know what you're saying. You got to come here, and I'm live. That river came up in 10 minutes. What is it? I'm live. What?
Oh, I mean Rivera. That's Amy because it's my cousin's Rivera too.
Yeah, okay, close the door. I'm live.
That's what happened.
And see, close the door. They always wait until after the fact. And that is a pattern for a lot of different things. They always wait until it happens and it's too late. You put sirens in a tornado area to protect the people, to alert those that may not get the alert on their phone. Some people don't even have smartphones. That's why they put sirens. This is the third highest risk flood-prone area in the United States. And in 2015, they put in a bill, which the Republicans killed, to put sirens. Look it up. Costs too much money. Meanwhile, Texas has surplus of money in the billions. Oh, now they want to put sirens. That's what the lieutenant governor said of Texas. We need to put in sirens. And it's going to take a long time to install them and get them up and running. And now the death toll is over 100. And now the governor says there's 170 more people missing. This was a major catastrophe. A horrific situation. It's just insanity. Could it have been prevented? Maybe. Or at least a lot less loss of life. How do you not? And I mean, they actually had a plan. I don't remember when that one came out. That even said they're at a very high risk for a major flood and property damage. They did a plan, but the people didn't want to spend the money. Well, so worried about the money, I guess you're not worried so much about the lives. It's craziness. And then also in hurricanes, you have people that think it's fun to have hurricane parties. Do I want to be drunk when there's a possible hurricane coming in? And God forbid it gets really dangerous? I'm going to be inebriated and drunk or high in a situation where it could be life and death? Death? Are you kidding me? It's not a joke. It's life-threatening. But people are just so naive. I don't even want to say the words I want to say. Just downright stupid. Oh yeah, it's really bad. I wouldn't even say 3 and under. No way would I say 3. 2 and under, maybe. Not 3. No way. Not with a 3. 3 is dangerous. A 3 is major. I would not play with a 3. I could see a 1 or 2 in it. You know, like my house in Florida before I sold it. It was built after Andrew. It was built with the new hurricane codes. I'm building structures. I believe the house was said to be able to hold 120 mile per hour winds. Yeah, that too. It depends where you live. Absolutely. That's true. That is for sure. That is true. So my house could definitely probably take a 1, 2, and a 3, because it was built after Andrew. But if you live in an older structure with a 3, even inland, you're taking a chance with that wind. Another thing too, it's not the wind that kills, it's the water that kills in hurricanes. It's the water. So yeah, coastal areas with the storm surge, the high water, that's usually where most of, sadly, people perish. And also another little factor are putting generators inside homes and running them from inside instead of outside. But why would anybody want to run it outside when there's a hurricane outside and it's pouring rain? That's not what they're thinking. They're thinking the best place to shelter it is in the garage with the door closed. The garage door closed makes you shake your head. So it's, I mean, there is different situations, obviously. If you have a well-built structure and you're confident of it, I mean, like I would be I have to say, in my old house, like I said, built after Andrew, I felt pretty safe in that house. The only thing you worry about is the roof, shingles, but that's insurance coverage. But the structure itself will probably be intact. I would be very confident. I don't like to say this. In my house, in my situation, a 3 is doable. Was doable in my old house. I would say that, yeah. Because, like I said, it was built under a new standard of building code after Andrew. So, in 2000, after Hurricane Harvey and subsequent devastating floods, the Texas legislature passed Senate bill. Yeah, but like I said, there was a plan and they didn't want to fund it. Now they're going to have a special legislative meeting. You can bet there will be alarm sirens, water level meters all up and down that Guadalupe River moving forward. And it's going to take I don't even know if it'll ever take, I don't know how a community could recover from something like that. It's so devastating. This is something that no one will forget. I was looking at was it Instagram? A woman was in her RV. And she was on a little bit of higher ground. There was other RVs below. It was 4:30 in the morning. She heard screaming. She went out to look, and the RVs that were below were getting swept away by the river. She said within 10 minutes, they got out of theirs. Theirs was gone. And she heard a voice. I think she saw a little boy going down the stream, screaming. How do you get that out of your head? But the next day, she saw that boy was saved. Can you imagine? I mean, oh my God. And if you see the videos, oh my, it's just horrible to look at. So it's going to take a long time. And you know the people that live there now will demand that they put sirens in every measure for that river moving forward. You know that. Because there will be a rebuilding after the cleanup and the recovery. There will be a point where they have to rebuild. Life goes on. You have to do what you have to do. You have to move forward. And there will be a rebuilding in that community and communities up and down. But I mean, the lasting effects of a horrific disaster like this lingers for decades, if not forever. Many people were affected by this. Friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers. I saw something, because I never watched the news, but I was watching ABC News because they did a special report on it yesterday. There was, I don't know if he was with the Coast Guard, I don't remember, but he was helping the children on the ground. And he was getting them to safety, one in each arm. And do you know what he said? And it's too bad people, adults, it's amazing how kids sometimes act more mature because they haven't been poisoned and clouded with what goes on around them, as you know, it hasn't happened yet. They're of innocence. They were asking for their friends. Where's my friend? Have you seen my friend? He said almost every kid was asking that question. That's what they were thinking about, not themselves, but others. Children. Adults don't even do that. Not these days. They only give a shit about themselves. They couldn't care less what happens next door to their neighbor. In a lot of cases. Now, I'm sure when you live in a tight-knit community and everybody knows each other, when something like this happens, of course it's going to affect that. But generally speaking, do you think people give a shit about other people? As long as it doesn't affect them, they give a shit. Not at all. It's not happening to me. Why should I care? I have to worry about my own life and my own family or whatever. I can't be worried about. It's worse than ever. Compassion is dead. And it's sad. And it's tragic. But it's good to see people pull together in a situation like this. It's great to see the country come together on a situation like this, or any situation. You know, it makes you really shake your head. It's like, I don't know. Look, my God, thoughts and prayers go out to all those people down there. You know why? Because it always comes down to politics. Always does. Politics have become just that tool or means of dividing people to the point that it's so extreme, they don't care. It becomes anger, becomes hateful. Trust me, I've been here for a minute. I've experienced a lot, and I've seen a lot. It has never, ever been this bad. Ever been this bad. As far as divisiveness. Us, them mentality. If you're not with me, you are my enemy. You're the enemy of the people. You're not a patriot. Are you fucking American? Where were you born? That's where it goes. You know, and my sister, who's now flipped completely, she told me a story when she was younger. She was driving in the South Bronx at night. Police came at her with guns drawn because she was driving her Lexus, and she's white because she is white. They were like, what the fuck is she doing in this neighborhood? And my sister was freaking out. She's like, what is going on? She had tinted windows at the time. Maybe they mistook her car for another vehicle? But she was terrified. And that's what happens when you stereotype based on a person's appearance or how they speak or how they dress. You judge them, the book by the cover. You have a lot of that going on. I mean, I witnessed it, I grew up to it, I know. It's easier for someone who sits or lives in a rural area that's made of one populous ethnicity. It's easy. Everybody's pretty much the same. It's a little different when you grow up in a community where, or go to school with people of every possible background. The diversity there. And getting used to that. I mean, there have been times, and I witnessed it, just based on the way they looked. When I took Kendrick to Utah, and we walked into that gas station, I said, "Good morning, how are you?" They said, "Hello." They followed him through the store because he was darker. They don't have probably many dark people in that part of Utah. They judged him by his appearance. I watched as they followed him throughout the fucking store from a distance. When we were flying back home, he says, "Bill, I gotta tell you what happened at the store." I said, "I already know. I was watching." And he didn't say nothing because he didn't want to ruin the trip, but he was hurt by it. So that shit definitely exists. That was 2 years ago. So, like I said, it's like this community right here. We're close knit. But there are people from all different ethnicity groups around. When I first moved here, 20 years ago, here come the Puerto Ricans. There goes the neighborhood. And you know what I can't stand the worst? When even some of my friends joke about me being Puerto Rican or Hispanic, because sometimes I take that as an offensive thing. Do I call you a fucking Italian? Oh, you're fucking Italian? Or this or that or that? Do I ever bring up anyone's ethnic background in a conversation? No. So why are you doing it to me? What makes it that you got to mention Puerto Rican? Why? Why? That happened recently. Like a month ago. By someone I respect. Why would you say that? And I'm going to tell you, Puerto Ricans don't necessarily in a way, Dominicans. And there's a thing about that, the separation. And then some of them, that's why a lot of them are not for the South Americans, because they don't get along with them either. There's a thing with the Hispanic community. I don't know if many of you white people might know this, but it does exist. So it's like Irish and Italian and, or Albanian or whatever it is. Well, the Hispanics have it too. There's a thing. And my father's Italian, so. But beside that, and that's another thing. What are you, Puerto Rican? No, and my father's Italian. But you're Puerto Rican. Yeah, actually Spaniard. Where the fuck are you from? Where in Europe did you come from? Your ancestors. But I'm little Native American. Well, so am I. From Puerto Rico. When the Spaniards, who I tracked my ancestry, which Christopher Columbus's son is a fucking descendant of mine. I mean, I'm related to him. And Ponce de Leon. I'm related to Ponce de Leon. And I can prove it with documents. Spaniards. Because that's where they came from originally. Puerto Ricans are Puerto Ricans because they're Spaniards. Or were slaves. Or were Taino Indians. But also Puerto Rico consisted of a lot of European, for hundreds of years, going to the island as well. So what is a Puerto Rican? What do you think is a Puerto Rican? Because they live on Puerto Rico? Sometimes when I see people's ignorance and stupidity, it drives me nuts. Judging people. I couldn't care less what anyone is, as long as they're a decent person. I can communicate with them, and I get along with them, and I'm socializing with them. I couldn't care less. I've never looked at it that way. Maybe because I am Puerto Rican, and I had to, because I don't have a choice. I don't know, but it's my natural character to talk to people and be friendly. I do it all the fucking time. And that's like, Mom, I could put Mom into the room. I go to so many, not so many now because there are not that many left. I go to all different types of festivals of all different backgrounds. I go to the powwows. I go to the Greek fest, the Italian, even though the Italian here is not that good. German, Irish, Celtic. What else? Puerto Rican. I do a whole bunch. I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the music. I love the food. I love the culture. I learn. And the people are wonderful. I've never been, because I like to have a good time. So I'm not gonna be like sitting in a corner like. I like to have a good time. I'm being genuine. I'm gonna get into the music. I'm gonna enjoy the food. I'm gonna have a great time. And I talk with people. And you know what? Not once in any of these. Oh no, one time at the Native American one, the guy was being I don't want to say the word, an asshole. Because Mom and I and Kendrick went in, and it was before the actual time was allowed, but there was nobody there. We had the tickets in our hands. Oh, you can't come in till 10 a.m. Who let you in? Oh, you can't be here. You guys got to leave until it's time. But he's just doing his job, his security. Only the vendors can be in here right now. But other than that, I've never had any ever incident with anyone at any festival, period. It's been wonderful. Talking. It's just a great thing. Like when we had the party Saturday here, it was mostly military. And I was having a blast speaking to them about some of their experiences. And I was admiring them as veterans. Some were still active. And it was three young women specifically that I really started to hang out with and talk with. They were 25, average. They were awesome. They were telling me the stories that they experienced, because some of them, they stayed together. But they all met in Jordan at a base, and they became friends. And some of them were deployed to other places with the same, they kept them together. So they developed that bond, and they were telling me the stories. Like my neighbor, Doug, who I play wiffle ball against, He's half Korean and half Italian. His father was serving on the DMZ. That's where he was stationed, right on the DMZ. And he met a wonderful, beautiful South Korean woman who he married and had child. And when he was being born, he asked his superior officer that my wife is being born at the hospital, the army hospital. They took it out of his pay. They took him where, I don't know if, I forgot what he told me, if it was an Apache or another type of helicopter, to take him to be there for the birth of his son. That's a cool story. And he was there to see the birth. So there was all kinds of stories, but I'm just giving you a few examples. And it was fascinating. And he did say to me that he's seen shit in the sky, and that when asked questions, he said that they told him it was a project, a military project. And he said, Bill, that was no military project. That's what he told me privately. So that came up too, the UFO thing. Then, the two neighbors that I've never met before, they've been living there since January, I finally got to meet. Mad cool. So she was a big fan of the movie The Conjuring. And I said, well, you're not going to believe this, but I'm her producer, Andrea Perrin. What? You know her? Yeah, I work with her. I actually met her once, quick. Would you like to talk to her? What? You can call her? Annie, you got a minute? I'm at a party right now. There's a big fan of yours that would love to say hello to you. Nadia would love to say hello to you. Is it okay? And Annie would never say no. She's not that kind of person. Sure, put her on. They spoke for like 10 minutes. That's a cool thing to do. So, I was throwing my little around. But she brought we brought the movie up, The Conjuring. She's into the paranormal. She's not into the UFOs, but she's into the paranormal. And that's how the conversation started, because I said, are you guys interested in UFOs, Bigfoot, paranormal, anything? No, not really, but I love the paranormal. I love horror movies. Oh, really? Did you see The Conjuring? That's how it starts. So, it was awesome. I've never met those people. There were so many people there. There was even one person, because I'm a good reader of people. And I'm saying to myself, this guy's a clown. He comes in, I'm sitting with the girls. So the three of the girls are sitting right next to me here. And I'm here. So they're like right here, three of them. And we're all together. We were hanging out all day. He comes later in the evening. He starts talking that his business, I'm not going to say what he does, and that he's just started getting into tattoos. And one of the girls, she travels a lot, going to concerts. She goes away. And right away he starts the conversation. And I'm sitting there. I'm invisible. What was the best place? What place would you recommend me going? Like he's trying to, with the three of them, like talk to them and, I got you. If you're ever interested in tattoos, I give you my information. I said, listen, I got tattoos that I would like you to look at, that I want work on. Yeah. And I'm saying, this guy's starts with the D. And then he says, I'm going to take care of the music. Let's play a game. And then he says, would you guys he was like so into them. Would you like to play a beer pong? Be at my team? I'm like, this guy's just pouring it on. And the girls know. You think I say girls, but they're young women. You think they're stupid? They don't see this game? He's trying to be Prince Charming with this character that looks so phony. I could see right through it. It's like ridiculous. Like my friend C is in chat. We were both in the Bronx. We know how to read people. We're street smart. We see things that probably ordinary people would not see peripherally. Because in order to, I would say, thrive and survive in New York City, you better. Because they'll eat you alive and spit you out. The weak, right? He does sound like that. Like the D word. It's like if you have a fight in a schoolyard or anywhere in New York City, let's just say, you better fight. And I'll tell you why. Even if you lose the fight, respect is made there. Because you stood your ground. If you cower and run away, you are toast forever. And Caesar said yes, that I'm right. So when I go to places, the first thing I do is not talk and observe. I'm looking at every person. And I'm seeing, if they give that look, the vibe. You're trying to feel the environment, the vibe of what's going on. You're surveying. Some people just walk and body language is a bitch. Because it gives it away. I know who to talk to and who not to talk to based on a person's body language. You could tell when people don't want to talk. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want you near them. You can sense that. You can tell. At least I know I can. So when I'm riding the bike, I know who to wave to and who not to wave to. It's the craziest thing. I can tell a person who's got a smile on their face. The likelihood is they're friendly. The ones that are stiff, looking straight, those are not the ones that want to be bothered. They're doing their thing. And the way you're doing your thing, I'm going to do my thing. You don't want me to pay you no mind? I'm not paying you no mind. Keep it moving. But then there's some people that wave to you while you're coming, and like if we're coming from two different, so I pass people all the time from the bike, but you can tell who you can talk to and who you can't. It's not hard to do that. Yeah, that's true. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, right? But see, that song was more derived as a career. If you work hard at it in New York and you strive for success, you can make it happen. That's what that song pretty much is about. It doesn't mean being born there and being raised there and going through all the stuff that you got to go through to survive. And yeah, if you could make it there, you probably could make it anywhere. I see you went to Lehman. Lehman High School had 2,500 students. Do you know what it's like to go to school with 2,000 kids? The classroom has 40. And the classrooms are right next to each other, It was crazy in the hallways. I found my place. I found my clique, my metalhead clique, and my friends in the music room area. That was our turf. And I could call Mike right now, he'll tell you, that was ours. We had a fucking master key that we can go into rooms. And I believe it was the Y2 key. I think Mike would remember what key it is. auditorium. Click. We're in. There's nobody in there. We're in there. Lunch break. We had control of the whole damn thing. But that was our thing. Just like the jocks were in the gym area, you know, everybody had their, but not everyone. That's not true. A few groups were like that. It's like the cliques. It's like watching a fucking movie. And I wish I had pictures. The music room looked like Breakfast Club, the movie. The same way they dressed. I wish I had the pictures. I think I don't have them anymore. I think the computer drive. Mike probably has a ton. But the way the girls dressed. Some would dress in leather. Some were dressed in denim. Some were dressed more like Molly Ringwald in Breakfast Club. And then there were the metalheads. Dressed in the leather, the vest with the paintings on the back, jeans, like me. But I didn't start that way. I started off as a nerd dressing with slacks and button-down shirts because I was a nerd early years of high school. Crazy. And then the shift happened. I wish I had my picture. Yeah, here's one. Alexa, turn on living room light.
Okay.
I kid you not. There's mom. That's me. That's my mom. That's me. There's my shirt. I was a handsome dude back then. I have to say. I don't know what happened, but I was a handsome young man. Alexa, shut off the living room light. Alexa, shut off living room light.
Okay.
Hey, maybe you can see it better now. Yeah, I would say I was pretty handsome, huh? But, yeah, I used to dress in the collared shirts, and then I met my metalhead friends. And now it's this. It's like, oh my God. We had such great, I tell this story and nobody might believe it, but when Mike comes on, you can believe it. We lived Fast Times at Ridgemont High meets Animal House meets Breakfast Club. It was like that. It was crazy. The parties on the weekends at houses. And the experimental toga did happen. Why? How could it not? I'm not going to name the college, but on the weekends at the parties on a Friday night were insane. Insane. And that's why when they were having that whole thing with Judge Kavanaugh, and he was talking about the parties in college, because it's almost the same time period, I totally believe him 100%. Because that's the way it was. The girls and the guys are hanging out together, partying, drinking, and all that shit. That's the way it was. And yes, people blacked out from drinking. They passed out. That's what blacking out is. They fucking passed out. They were wasted. It happened all the time. That wasn't unusual. They made it seem like he had a bad character because of what happened in college. Bullshit. What did you do in college? You didn't party? You were one of those that stayed in your room while everybody else was hanging out together? Okay, fine. But that was part of the culture. So when Kavanaugh said that during his hearing, I totally understood what he was saying. Because I could relate to it. And many people could. Who was it? Was it Clinton that said he experimented with marijuana, but he didn't inhale it? Give me a freaking break. That is the biggest. Oh. But, I mean, it was crazy back then. I don't know how it is now, but I know what it was like then. Oh my God. I'll never forget oh my God, with Mike. His parents, who loved me to death. I was like and I could call Mike everything I say. I was like their adopted son. German. I was there like every freaking day with Mike. They would go to Germany because they still have the house. He's going to sell it now. I think that's what he's going to do. It's last what he told me. They would go to Germany for the summer. And I would stay with Mike at the house. And guess why? Billy. They call me Billy. Watch Mike. Watch the house. They told me this. And Mike will tell you. That's the fact. They wanted me there to make sure everything would be okay. That's how much trust they had in me. His parents. We're teenagers. No, we're bullshit. We're like 19, 20. I would have to ask Mike. Because guess what happened? And to his dying day, he thanked me for this. His father, who passed away recently. Mike was going to, his father hooked it up for him. His father worked for Con Edison, the electrical utility company in the city. Mike had an interview at I don't know if it was 8:30 or 9 a.m. And his father said, Bill, he has to be there. Because you know that Mike had a tendency never to wake up, always late. He's still late to this day. He's never on time. So we're hanging out the night before. Our friend Mark was there, and maybe one other person. I think it was 4 of us, maybe 5. Sunday night, we're in the living room, drinking. I told him, set your alarm. I'm going to set mine too. To make sure that you get your ass up. Do you think that he got up? I got him out of the fucking bed. Mike, get up. You got to go now. He got the job at Con Ed. He's still working there. Big time, big shot supervisor thing. And his father said if it wasn't for you, he would have never got that job. I thank you so much for doing that. Till his dying day, he always thanked me. I said, you don't have to keep thanking me for that. That's what friends do. That's what family does. So, that means a lot. And that's precious, you know, those are precious. But getting back to the Germany thing, so they would go away for the 2 months. You think Mike's not going to have now big parties on the weekends at his house? Oh my God. Big ones. And he'll tell you. Back then, it was suitcases of Budweiser. Suitcases, that's what they called them. At the time, that's what we called it, a suitcase of Bud. Big parties on Saturday nights or Friday night on the weekend. For all those weekends. Dozens of people. All metalheads. All metalheads. So the metal music is playing. Oh, you know, it's like that kind of atmosphere. Partying going on. People hanging out in the house. People hanging out outside. People hanging out in the basement. and just trying to keep track of all this because I feel responsible to watch out for the house because I was told by his parents. So now, Mike is the son. I mean, he's number one. But I'll tell you, Mike, when he would drink, he's not playing. So I kind of held back a little bit just to keep an eye on everything. By the end of one summer, this is not a joke. You see from here to here, and from there to there, make a box. Suitcase empties up to that brown molding. It was like fucking 7 feet high in his basement. A whole area of empties that we got like over $100 for when we went to send them back for the 5 cent deposit for each can. What do you think we did with that money? Buy more beer. That's the way it was. It was crazy. There were so many people. That's just one example of like the parties. Finding beer cans in the oven. You'd be surprised where you find beer cans. Places you'd never imagine people would end up putting up empty beer can because they're too lazy to throw it out in the fucking garbage. It drives me nuts, Jim. Jim says technology has put the kibosh on that. You can't walk in the door now without somebody calling you on the phone asking you what are you doing, dude. My phone drives me nuts. Between text messages, Instagram, X, Telegram, Snapchat, TikTok, emails, phone calls, you name it. It is, and actually my phone annoys me. I try not to be on my phone. You don't see me here often with my phone. I'm on it unless somebody, like a host, is texting me. Then I gotta message them back or something. I am not a fan of my own phone because of that. It's the only real. You know what I use my phone for? For the music list, my playlists. I use it and the weather app a lot. I use the weather app a lot. But my music app is number one. To play my playlists as I'm driving or riding on the bicycle. That phone is vital for me for music. Number one. If I had to say there was what, and of course communicating with mom or other people in emergency, that's important. But my phone is important to me to my music. It's my number one by far. Music. Without that, I'm done. I would be lost without my music on my phone. There's thousands of songs on it, and there's 2 major playlists. But that's how that phone is important to me. Yeah, the 80s were amazing. The 80s were amazing. How things were so chill. And everybody had a good time. I can't even remember any kind of seeing my friends fighting. One time. He recently passed away, a dear friend of mine. Oh, very close. He was one of our brothers. Months ago, not long ago. And he was a football player in high school. And big guy. Big. He eventually went to the Navy. Right out of high school, actually, he went to the Navy. Made a career. And did well for himself and his family. Great provider. But when we were young, we're hanging out. And he's standing in the middle of the street, and some guy said something to him. The guy hit him. He hit my friend Mochi. He hit this big guy. My friend went, and then that happened. The guy was flat out on the ground. I was like, and we were all like, oh shit, did we just see that? Could you imagine? Now, when we hung out, you're talking 30 minimum at night, hanging out on this strip with numerous cars parked on both sides. Minimum 30. Could be up to 50 on the weekend. And something like this happens in the middle of the street, and you don't think everybody's fucking bugging out? And this is why I was talking to Caesar earlier about the New York City growing up deal. You're not just going to have a few witnesses. Everybody's going to know about it. It's going to be a big fucking deal. You got to remember, growing up in the city is different. Everybody's got this little thing about their character. There's an edge. We all have the edge. I've lost the edge over time, but the edge can come back quick. If it's time to bring it, it's time to bring it. It's embedded in us growing up. You don't want to trigger one of us. I'm telling you that, right? You don't want to trigger one of us, because we'll probably fucking flip on you. But I'm not joking when I say that. See, where are you? He knows this. Mike knows this. So say there's 30 people there. In one day, everybody's gonna know about it. And that ass clown is done. He'll never be able to hang out again. It's that simple. One time, and Mike can tell you this is true too. I should show you. It might be easier and better if I showed you on Google Earth. You know what? What time is it? 9:30. I got a lot of shows tomorrow. I might need an apple juice. I'm not on TikTok. I might need a beer right now. I haven't had a beer in, I don't even remember. I didn't drink 4th of July. Oh, what am I talking about? I drank Saturday over there with Jello shots. I'm losing it, but I didn't drink a lot. Thank God. Maybe 2. Because I was in a new setting. Do you think, as I was talking about it earlier, you think I'm going to get wasted in a place I've never hung out at with new people I don't know? And I'm going to be an idiot and start drinking to the point where I might be a little off? Hell no. I had 2. And then they convinced me at the end of the night, toward the end of the night, to have 2 Jello shots. The girls helped the situation a little. You gotta take one. They were busting my chops because they saw I was being conservative. But I'm not stupid. You know what the best thing is? Sometimes in a situation like that, to let people think that you are. They talk more. They reveal themselves more. I'm just saying. That's part of the game that you have to learn. The talk is the talk. You gotta know how to do the talk. It's like a fucking game. Everything was like a game. And I'm talking about growing up as a kid, dealing with peers, other kids, your friends as you got older. There's an image. There's an image. You know what made my image? My sporting. Playing sports. That's what people knew me for. I mean, that was my thing. It was easy for me to be because I'm always playing sports and doing stuff, and I'm always going to be a key to that. Whether it's frisbee, wiffle ball, stickball, baseball, softball, football, hockey a little bit, but street hockey was a little tough where we were. Basketball was not in our zero basketball. Nobody played basketball. Could you imagine seeing a bunch of metalheads playing basketball? I can't even envision it. I don't even know if they would. That's like watching the movie Grease and seeing them out of character doing shit. No, hell no. Even if I wear the same shit, dude. One day, I'm gonna pull out the 25 different same shirts. See, now I changed it. I bought a few, the champions, that have just the C on it. You know what I mean? There's a little different. A bigger C, a little C, but still red. Oh my God. I was into rock. I was into metal. Fuck rock. It was metal. Sabbath, Zeppelin, always part of the equation. Some Rush. Rush was not a big deal in the early days. Nobody really wanted to hear Rush. I'm going to tell you that right now. And like I said, I wonder if he's fucking around. I need a beer, too. Let me try to call him. He might be up. He might be available. Calling him now while I get a beer or two. Tycho cannot be in there. Papani! He didn't answer. There's so many cool this is the true story though. They're all true stories actually. Maybe he'll call me back. He might be at work. They might have called him in because of the storms. I'm gonna try one more time. Mike.
Please leave your message for...
This time it went right to voicemail. Something's going on. He might be at work at an emergency because they had bad storms in the city. Anyway, I'm gonna show you on the map. That's what I was gonna do. Heavy downpour, strong wind. What time was this? No rain here at all. He said it was very bad in the city. This is somebody else. That was an hour ago he texted me. What's going on here? What did she send me here? Aw, that's so sweet. I gotta tell her she's a sweetie. I'm actually gonna call her. I'm not gonna say who she is either. But she's somebody. Maybe she's busy. I'm still gonna leave her a message unless I gotta hang up.
Call has been forwarded
Good.
to an automatic voice message
Don't say the number.
of 80.
Fuck. Okay. Oh, let me try to call him one more time. He knows if I insist. Now the person I was trying to call told me they're gonna call me back. Now his phone is ringing. All right, I'm done. I'm not gonna over insist here. Let me share the camera. Bullshit. First, let me open this. Oh, I got it too small? I got a small glass. What a dumb it. I didn't think it was that small. Okay. That's dangerous. Anyway. I think I do have to do it better this way, because it's... That's me. That's her. Hi there.
Hi, Bill.
I just wanted to say that was very sweet, the email that you sent. But I love you guys, and I'm always going to do whatever I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
So that was sweet. That was so it's the same title. Everything's the same from last week that we didn't do it.
Yes.
And
yes.
I will see you all tomorrow.
Okay, did you send the link yet or no?
It was the original link. Did you get? You need the link again?
If you.
You want me to resend it?
Yeah, resend it as an update, and then I'll get it. John got really, really sick.
I know. That's horrible. But you know what? I'll email it to all three of you.
Okay, that'd be great.
I'm gonna do it
That'd
right
be
now.
great.
All right, so I'll
Okay,
see you
you're
tomorrow night.
Awesome.
Love you.
Okay, and
All right.
I
Go ahead.
love you too, man.
Go ahead.
I was going to tell you on Saturday, Melissa, we had that recording that we were going to do, but we got to reschedule it
Okay.
because Melissa and Mindy, everybody's kind of going through their little.
That's
trial
no worries.
fire.
No worries. We'll work it out
Okay.
when it'll be. You know what? When it's meant to be, that's when it's meant to be.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to figure out a time and
Yeah.
schedule.
You just let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know. Saturdays are still open
Yeah.
for you?
Yes.
dude.
All right.
Okay,
See you
sounds
tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, Bill.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let me do that right now. Oh, thank God I only started a beer now. Oh my gosh. She is with the Paranormal Rangers, John, and she's part of that team. So she is with Stan and John. Where's this? Link for tomorrow. See you all then. I have to confirm it was sent. It was sent. What are you doing? All right, cool. Done already. All right. Oh, these are, I'm telling you, these are all true. You played soccer in high school? Oh, dude. And I was an athlete, but I don't think I could ever handle soccer. I couldn't do that running constantly shit. No, even I will say that. That was not for me. I broke both ankles playing football. I broke this pinky playing football. It was... Oh my, I could tell you another story with a football thing. Oh my God. So in my neighborhood, I didn't like the kids that were in that neighborhood. I hung up actually in another neighborhood with the metalheads. The people in my neighborhood were not metalheads. They were like ridiculous idiots. So I had issues with them. So I asked my friends, would I challenge my friends challenge you all to a football game because they thought they were the best fucking thing in the world. These were some arrogant fuckers. I mean, this is one of those times where things got very tense, like physical. So they said, sure, we'll take your challenge. So I get my friends, the best, together. We had one guy, his name was Mike, Cody. This fucking guy looked like a freight train. He was huge. So we get there, there was snow on the ground in the field. And this was not two-hand touch, this was two-hand tackle. It was physical. You had to take the person down. And the hits were dirty. My friend suffered a broken nose. One of them. He said, Bill, what the fuck did you get us involved in here? But we won the game. One guy, one of the friends tried to be like intimidating. He took his shit, this Irish dude, he took off his shirt and he's fucking walking around in the freezing cold. Like fucking, he's just some crazy mental stud. We beat your ass. We humbled you. What a great feeling that was, beating them. But, I don't know how I got sidetracked to that. So it was like neighborhood versus neighborhood, and I'm not with my neighborhood, I'm with the other neighborhood. Try doing that in the Bronx. Now you gotta remember, you hang out with your friends, you still gotta come home, right? Who's to say they're not waiting for you to jump you? This is different. This is different than growing up anywhere else. And they have no problem using bottles or weapons of any kind. It's a whole fucking different... You have to be ready. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, isn't it great to beat the bully? Because that's what they were trying to be, bullies. And we schooled them. And they didn't say a fucking word. You know what they did? They changed. They changed their whole demeanor and approached us with respect. I was shocked. That's what told me that's the lesson I took, that I always say it's about respect. That's where it comes from. When I always talk about respect, sometimes you gotta earn respect. Sometimes it takes different means to get that respect, even sometimes through a physical altercation. You'd be surprised. I had a fight with this kid, and my friend was there, thank God. I had him on the ground, and I had the best so far. You know what he went to do? He went to reach a fucking empty bottle on the ground. One of my friends kicked it away and said, "You motherfucker, you ain't touching that fucking bottle. This is mano y mano. This is hand to hand. No weapons." He tried to reach for a fucking bottle to hit me over the head. My friend there kicked the bottle before he could reach it. That's the way it is. That's the way it was. Guess what happened a few weeks later? He's in the river in a tractor inner tube, not a car inner tube, a tractor inner tube. It's bigger. It's way bigger. He didn't know how to swim. He slipped through the fucking middle. Guess who dove in and saved his fucking life? I did. And then we became fucking friends forever, of course. I saved his fucking life. Those are the experiences. And it's incredible. I saved his life. A few weeks earlier, we were fighting each other physically. A few weeks later, he's screaming, "Help! I'm drowning." You think I was just going to sit there and let somebody drown? And there's a bad current there. But I swam since I was like 5 years old. My father threw me off the boat. Swim. No more life preserver. Swim. That's how I learned how to swim. Life preserver's off. Now, he dove in the water with us. Me and my brother. But he threw us in. That's it. You're not going in with those. My mother's like going crazy. Don't do that. Took me and my little brother in the fucking... And did we swim? Because the life preservers train you how to swim. They pretty much do. After you use them so much. Even as a little kid. It's time to swim. That's how I learned. I got caught in a rip current once in Mount Talk that I was in fucking trouble. I was scared. As good as a swimmer as I am, I was scared. And you know what? I was 10, 15 feet from the break, and I couldn't get in. And I'm like, oh shit. What's the lesson? Sideways. And I got in. I didn't panic. But I'm going to tell you, for a few, not even, more like a fucking 2 minutes, I was scared shit. Because I knew I was in trouble. When you get caught in a rip current, you know you're in trouble. Now you got to get the fuck in. It's your life. It's life or death. And you know what? I was young, in my 20s. I was in the hotel room after this. My heart was beating for like 2 hours. Like this. That's how fucking scared I was. There's so many experiences in life. But let me get back to this originally. So this is the Bronx. Let's call this the better part of the Bronx. The upper northeast Bronx. This would be over here would be like, oh God, what was that called? Oh, Jesus Christ. What community was that? Riverdale. Woodlawn is the west side. This is Pelham Bay, Throg's Neck. It says it right there. Morris Park. You could see it. Well, we all hung out at this park. Right here. Now, I showed pictures of the old grandstand that used to be there from years and years ago. That's where all the metalheads hung out at night. With the music going on. It was fucking amazing. Let me see if they have a picture. I could put blue balls. I don't know if it's going to come up. It was a statue. We called it blue balls. Blue balls! Somebody actually put it on Facebook. Blue balls! Oh my God! She wrote another closer look. I probably know her. Of the old blue balls. I gotta get this picture. Save image as. Oh, that's too funny. She even put it in there, blue balls. Where is it? Which one is it? What time is it? How come? Oh, I see it. It's opening up over here. Where'd it go? I keep hitting the wrong highlight. This is the old stadium, but you don't see the whole thing. That was blue balls. But it's a big grandstand. You can see that's us, the metalheads, AC/DC. If you saw the whole photo, you see Rush, all that shit, Maiden, all that. This was our spot, and it's in that park. Used to be. So the grandstand used to be right here. That's where it used to be. So the parking lot's right there. So if we were sitting at the high spot on this side, all the music would be going on down here, and we're hanging out on the top, enjoying it from the cars. But this was our main park to hang out. And then sometimes we would end up in the back, by the water, blah, 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 blah. But then the cops would tell us, 10 o'clock, you gotta leave, park's closing. Go to Ferry. They told us, go to Ferry. So we would go to Ferry Point Park. This is where we all ended up after. Right here. And then there'd be cars parked on this side and cars parked on this side. It wasn't like this before. So there'd be cars parked on both sides. So the police, to check on us, they would come around this corner real slow. But they did it on purpose, and they were cool by doing that. Why do you think they did that? Come around this corner real slow. And remember, they're coming into all of us. We're all there. Here comes the police. That means we're giving you some time to hide your shit and respect us. That's what that message was. We know what you're fucking doing. We told you to come here. We knew what you were doing at the park. They know we're drinking. Hide it. So everybody would take that few seconds, put the beer by the tire or by the car so they can't see it. And they told us, we don't want to see it. If we see it, there's going to be a problem. So we knew the rules. So that's where we would go. And they never, ever, not once, never, ever in all the times bothered us, ever. Not once. Matter of fact, I say the story. I used to work in a bowling alley, the old balls and pins. I used to, right there, I could, oh my God. Right in the middle, right here. I would, with paint spray, I put the markers to put the pins. And we would bowl on the fucking street right here, right in the middle. Matter of fact, my wiffle ball box was right here. That's where the wiffle ball box would be. Right next to the pole. So, they used to come out, one time they got out of the police cars and bowled with us on the street. It was fucking amazing. It was great. Everybody was like, they're cool. I mean, it was like that. They got out of their car to bowl with us. That's cool. That was the 80s. Jim brought it up. That's the 80s. That's the way it was. Now, one time, because I used to be a little stunt man. Mike could tell you that story too if he calls. Yeah, I used to be like a stunt man. My friend had a 4-door big Cadillac. Those big fuckers. This is, I don't even know if I should say what I used to do. We would leave here. I'd be on the top, holding on. And another car would follow behind us, our friends, to make sure no cops or something. And we go around here. I'm on the top. and we're gonna fly. We're gonna go all the way around underneath, where it goes under here. It comes back out on this side, and go all the way back here to the light. I'm still on the top. Then cut down here to here, still on the top, and then come down here to get back to where everybody was, and they would time it. Time it. And then come flying around this corner, and I would stop. That is a true story. One time, somebody tried to do it, but they didn't do the whole thing. They backed the car up and started from the corner. They tried to copy me. Well, it didn't end up well. They came around the corner, his friend stopped short or something. The kid went flying ahead of the car, and thank God he was wearing a leather jacket, because he bounced a few times. Trying to copy me. It was a stupid thing for me to do, obviously. I don't condone that kind of behavior. But yes, it was in the 80s. It was like there, 86, 87, probably, into the early 90s. We hung out in this place all the time. This lasted for years, till everybody got older and went their ways. This was it. Weekends, break night, sunrise, some of us. No joke. This was an all-nighter for many of us. Time would fly. Oh shit, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're still listening to music and drinking beers and having a great time. Then you start seeing people leave. What time is it? It's 1 already? Some people will go to the bar. From there. Bronx Cheers. But that was a big deal right there. Big deal. For all of us. And why do you think they told us to go there? Look around. We can't bother nobody. It's all industrial. Nobody we can bother. How, people living in houses? Nothing. There's nothing out there. It's a perfect spot, actually. Now, do you think that we could do that today? Hell no. There's no way. No way we can do the things we did in the 80s now there on the weekend. Which were alcohol exposed? I mean, they're not going to be the cops that we knew in the 80s. It's a whole different story. They're going to get out and they're going to go nuts. It was different. Oh, yeah, you don't even know. We used to go cliff diving up in the mountains, Catskills. And the swimming, you got... The swimming hole was not that big. You better land it. Or, there was a lot of crazy things, I'm telling you. Good night, Jim. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta check the station. But yeah, great times. Like one time, my friend and I did a modern day Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer. We did it when we were teenagers. Everybody was hanging out there. True story. Everybody was hanging out there. We left at 4 o'clock. I don't know if it was a Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. My father had a dinghy from his boat. Dad, can I borrow the dinghy? We're going to take the raft and we're going to row from... We left here. We left from right here. Where was it? No, here. We left from here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now we're rowing on a dinghy. And one of those blow-up dinghies. We go around here. I just got to widen this out. This is the Long Island Sound. This is City Island. We go around here, and I row into a house property so we can go get us some shrimp, fries, all kinds of food. I went into this person's property right here. I just washed up right there. Go get the food. So he went right in there and got the food. Shrimp baskets, all kinds of shit. This is a true story. So then, now we start to row in the channel. We go this way. Right when we get about here, we got a leak. We got a leak. That's deep water. We got a leak. We didn't stop. We kept pumping air while one rose. Now, we got to about here, which is the Throgs Neck Bridge. No, bullshit. We have to go around here. We get to right about here, right? There's big fucking... This is nighttime now. It's like 9 o'clock. Because it took us time. These big barges are coming. They're fucking putting their lights on. What are you guys doing? Are you fucking crazy? You're gonna get killed. They were saying all kinds of... And you know what we had? We had no light. Mike was doing... I don't remember. To show that we're there. So, we get past that. Now we're hugging the coastline here. The problem is the current is running against us. If you stop rowing, you'll lose 10 feet. That's how strong the current was. So we had to continually row. And we had to go all the way through here to come around to get to the park. So we end up coming out. We found a sewer wall. And it should be right here. Yeah, it should be there. Yeah, that, right there. That fucking wall. We beach right here. And we're going to mess them up. We know they're all there. Parked. Everybody's hanging out. Now it's like 12:30 at night. It took us that long. We're carrying the fucking dinghy on top of us. And we walk out. To where everybody is. Right here. So, let me just see if this thing comes up. So we end up coming out of the fucking woods out of here. And everybody's parked. And then right about here, not the cars weren't parked like this, it was parallel. Right about here, there was an empty spot. So him and I carry the thing, everybody's staring at us like, what? They're like, what the where the fuck did they come from? And we threw the dinghy in the parking spot. Everybody was dying. Everybody was dying. Like, we parked the fucking dinghy like a car. It was the funniest fucking thing. Everybody was freaking out. And that's another true story. Another one, my friend and I, Mike, are parked in his Olds. Right here about. Yes, right about here. We're listening to Fly By Night, Rush album. Now, back then, it was a cassette. If you don't know what it has an owl on it, a white barn owl. We were listening to Fly By Night, and it was nighttime. A fucking white barn owl comes over the car. Now, he had T-tops. We could see. Yeah, I don't know if he had them on, or I think he had them off. A fucking white owl went right over the car. Flew in front of us. And then came back and came right over us. And we were like, did that just fucking happen? It's a white owl. Just like on the album. And we're listening to Fly By Night, and a fucking owl that we've never seen before ever in that park. An owl flies over the car. That was wild. I don't even have to... If it's too bad he's not around. I wouldn't even hint to you. Just to try not to hint to him what I'm talking about if he picks up about that. It was incredible. That was sick. I don't know why he's not picking up. Yo.
Hello.
I'm live. Are you at work? Did they call you in? What's going on?
I was working 7 to 7.
Oh, shit. You gotta work tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm telling them about, and I don't want to hint, the time we were parked at Ferry with the T-top open and we were listening to a certain thing and what happened? Just say it quick. What were we listening to and what happened?
Fly by night, Rush, and white snowy owl flew over the top of the car.
And came back at us after. It went ahead of us and then came back.
Yeah.
Is that fucking crazy? Dude, is that crazy?
Saw it many times already.
Is that just amazing that happened to us?
Yeah.
Listening to the album, Fly By Night, the owl cover, and an owl comes over the car right over us. A white owl,
Yeah, no less.
no
Well,
less.
there were barn owls over there, but
Yeah, but I never saw the white one. I never saw the white one after that.
no.
Anyway, and I was telling them how I used to go riding on the top of Mike. Oh, you're laughing about it.
No, it's crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy. But, and the time the guy tried, and I was telling them how Mochi, you were there, right? When Mochi floored that dude that tried to hit him? Were you there for that?
It's got a bunch to it.
Well, in fair, you don't remember when Mochi had punched the guy out?
Yeah, I forget what.
Were you there when that happened?
I think I might have been.
And the time that we rode the dinghy around the whole fucking thing and we parked it like a car and everybody was fucking dying.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are these two coming out of the woods with? Where the fuck did they come from? And then we parked the dinghy like a car. Mike, you can't make this shit up. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you... Yeah, I'm sure you're going to bed now.
No, I was just eating late. Went to a meeting. Stuff happens.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I was telling about...
When I got home, so I had to wait a while before it was.
I was telling them about the parties when your parents used to go to Germany. And how Bill was told to watch over you and the house. And how Bill woke you up for that fucking Con Ed interview. And how your father thanked me for like the rest of his life. True stories though. Because I was, I was like the adopted child.
One of them, anyway.
Yeah, one of them, yeah, at least one. But that, I mean, back then, in the early days, it was just you and I. Or in the earlier days, when you first moved to Pelham Bay. So, I mean, there, of course, there was Flub and everybody else, but at the beginning, it was you and I. Because we kind of abandoned the people at 101. Or at least I did. When you were hanging out at Pelham Bay.
Yeah, it was.
Because you moved there. You fucking moved there. It was...
It's close to.
I mean, really. I mean, I would be hanging out. I ended up hanging out in the park and loving it. From the playground. Yeah, but from the playground, hanging out with everybody, all the younger metalheads like us.
Yeah, well, yeah, then we had our own section, but slowly got to the parking lot.
Yeah, we did get slowly to the parking lot, and then we became part of the parking lot.
That was my end.
I don't remember how I got in. I was with you, obviously. Or I might have been with Tommy Phelan. Not Tommy Phelan. Tommy Ratcliffe.
Yeah, well, some of those guys, yeah.
I think it was Flub. Or it might have been Vale. It might have been fucking Vale.
Why do you train lives on town hall?
I remember that. Anyway, so yeah, I was just reminiscing on a bunch of shit.
Yeah, me too. Rude by then.
Yeah, I
I'm
just.
tired and I gotta get back at 7 tomorrow.
Oh God, dude.
Actually, we got studio time Thursday. Open that. He can get in, see.
I might take a.
Situation.
Oh no, I'm not doing it. I forgot they got the GW closed for the walkway. I was gonna do a bike ride in the city this weekend, but I was gonna park at Fort Lee in a garage, ride the bike over the GW onto the trail.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm hardcore like that. You know that now.
You go to like the lighthouse or something?
No, I would go to Fort Lee, cross over the bridge, get right on the bike trail on the west side, and go all the way to the Battery.
Yeah, but is there a red lighthouse or something?
Oh yeah, there is. I've seen it. I've already done that trail once. Yes, it's right near the bridge. Yes.
It's close to the bridge.
Yes. It's like right next to it.
I mean, I've been there, but I haven't ridden the bicycle over it.
No, yeah. I've done it once already. I did it last year. I want to do the 360. That's why I want to do it again. Because that would look cool with a 360 camera doing that west side. Oh, that would look... And going over the GW? Oh, my God. That's, like, fucking awesome. I already did it. It's 40 miles, round trip. It's not bad. 40 miles sounds a lot to you, but it's nothing for me because I bike ride 30 every fucking time I go out.
I got bought electric too.
Yeah, if I use the electric, not when I'm going, because I want to work it. I usually end up using the electric more coming back, when I'm feeling, you know, like maybe some muscle feeling going on, and I want to make it as easy as possible getting back. But I don't put it too high because then it's just like ridiculous. Because the bike is like pedaling. You have to like, it's just like stupid. I go up, I turn it on to number 2. It goes up to 5. I never use 3, 4, 5 unless it's a hill.
How fast can that thing go?
25, 26 I do at a high pedaling speed. Yeah, about that. If you ever come, I told you, you could use the e-bike and I'll ride the ride bike, the road bike. I can handle 30. You can't do 30 miles anyway, but
It's electric. Eh?
yeah, if it's electric, you'll have no problem. But I'll have to bring a lot of batteries. But still,
You gotta tell me the reads.
well, on a weekend, if you come early enough on a Friday, we can go Friday, and then we do whatever Saturday. Anyway, I'll let you go because you just got home and you're relaxing, getting ready for work tomorrow.
Yeah. All right.
Let me know about not this Saturday, the following Saturday, if you're gonna come up for the band.
Yeah, I gotta see.
Yeah, I know. So call me.
All right.
All right, talk to you later.
Take care. All right.
Bye. He sounds exhausted. He works 7 to 7. But you see, every story I said was true. Every story. He even said you were crazy. When I used to do the car surfing, you were crazy. He said it like serious. He wasn't even laughing. Because you may not believe it, but I turned into like an athletic stud. And I was crazy. I mean, this skinny person here started working out and getting athletic. So there's no body fat there. That was then, this is now. Oh my God. But, oh yeah, I was 143 prime muscle. Now I weigh 180. I wish so bad before I get to the point where I'm old and I can't do the things anymore. I would love to get to at least 160. Just to feel what it was like back then a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just one more time. Have that feeling. I'm doing good. I'm 180. I want to be 160 at least by winter. Oh no, the latest winter. Bullshit. I want to be 165 by the start of fall. All I had today was a salad. Literally. A salad with diced ham, cheese, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, romaine. That's it. That's all I had today. The beers are going to cost me, each one. That's 100, 110. Carbs, calories. But I didn't eat that. I had 0. Well, no, the ham, cheese, 300 calories. I'll put 300 to that food today. I'm way below the number. You didn't know anybody that did it? Yeah, but you got to trust the driver, and you got to trust yourself to hold on. And you know something? It's not as hard as you think. It's the speed. If a person's driving steady, I hate to say it, don't think about it. The car's moving. It's vibrating a little. Yeah, the wind is hitting you and all that, but it's not as tough as you think it is. I hate to say that. I don't, like I said, I don't encourage, I don't at all. Nothing. But it really wasn't. Now, going around the turns to be a little daredevil, that was different. That was different. I don't want to say no more about that. I'm done talking about this. Did you hear the new song I wrote, Grandizer? Have you heard it yet? I only tried for 8 hours yesterday. Trying to write the damn thing. It's called Boundaries. I'm surprised Kali Nick is not here. He's hiding. He might even be lurking. They're coming. That's actually first responders. That sounds like either fire or ambulance. That's not police. Anyway, I'm gonna play it. There was 2 versions of Billy Don't Be a Hero. One was good. One sucked. Oh yeah, my hip. My hip feels great now. It's not great. It's way better. I barely feel it now. That's great news. Oh, is that great news? I thought I was in trouble. But you know what hurts? I hate to say it. The backside hurts more than anything. It's all sore from all that movement. Now it's the backside. And the back part of my hamstrings. Both of them. For what? You're prepping for what? Pizza. Is that what you're saying? Or what? What? Pisgetti night? Oh, I get it now. Usually Wednesday was Prince Day. Spaghetti. And we used to watch it on TV in the city. Wednesday is Prince Day. They had the fucking sauce, the spaghetti, and all that shit. And for some reason, it became like a tradition to make that shit on Wednesdays while we're watching the fucking movies as little kids. My father, Italian. We're gonna make what? I don't remember saying what. I'm just saying, okay, I'm gonna eat what they serve me. I'm a kid. Taco Bell. Oh man. See, I can't eat that shit anymore. That's like torture. Before what? Star Trek The Next Generation starts in a couple of hours? You could watch that shit on fucking Netflix. They have all the episodes, or I don't know if Paramount Plus has it. What is it? They show that on TV? Like reruns? Somewhere? Where? Star Trek The Next Generation? I'm waiting for the next Strange New Worlds series season. Oh, I can't wait. I like that one. I like Strange New Worlds. I haven't liked Star Trek since Next Generation. This one I like. Strange New Worlds. I like it. Pike. It's it's before the Enterprise years, but now they brought the Enterprise in. I love it. On the H, I don't know if I even have that network. Heroes and Icons. I probably do have that. So, anyway, I'll play. Did you hear the love song that I wrote to someone that doesn't exist yet? I can't do YouTube. I can look at it and then save it. What the hell did I just do? That's not it. Wow. There's a lot of bikers out there. Holy shit. See, now that's cool. I would do that. But I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it with at least one friend. I want to be with somebody else and we're doing it together. But I would do that. I don't know if I can handle it. My body can handle that now, though. With the turns and the legs and the weight shifts. I don't know. That would be an extreme challenge. And it might be risky at this point. Just being honest, I don't know. I think it's too late for me for that. All right, let me get to this. So there are multiple versions. I went through this shit last night. I haven't heard it since. I don't know which one this is. This is the heavier version, though. Okay, I'm gonna mute it because I'm gonna play the other version while this is playing for the lyrics, if that makes any sense. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just play the video. There's three versions. 4 actually.
Knowing whether to share. Trust when naivete could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truths, scale way so one-sided. Crossing imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones thrown from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Aura filled with positive energy, back turned as daggers fly, repelling the negative vibration, misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. Empty vessels, sadistic pleasure, deep inside the anger dwells. Importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself being, defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing, power, mind, body, and spirit. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones thrown from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Shielded by my armor of boundaries.
I like that version. It takes getting used to like anything else. I like that version. But there's another version. And I just don't know which number it is because there's 14 of them. This one, I got lucky. I'm gonna put drums to this at some point.
Wielding a mighty shield behind a great wall, countermeasures in place to prevent a downfall.
The vocals don't necessarily mix good at times, but I love this musical part in the middle with the guitar and the beat. It's fucking
Feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truth, scale way so one-sided. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones throw from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened, shielded by my armor of boundaries. Repelling the negative vibration. Misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. Empty vessel of sadistic pleasure. Deep inside the anger dwells. The importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself, being defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing. Power of mind, body, and spirit.
Like that. I don't know, it's like my song making is getting better, and I thought it was always good, but it's like, personally for me, in my own opinion, it's getting fucking better. The writing too is the metal version.
Countermeasures in place to
I like that version too, the metal version. This one's a rock one. There's two of each. This one's a little bit more mellower.
Wielding a mighty shield behind a great wall, countermeasured place to prevent
It sounds like Striper. It makes me think of Striper.
protective space around me, guarding against the enemies. Deception is the game played by frenemies, honoring feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided, birth of unfounded truths, scale way so one-sided. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another, stones throw from a glass house.
I could hear Ronnie James Dio singing this. It would be amazing. If this was like a Dio vocal, this could sound crazy good.
Are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened, shielded by my
I watched some of the Black Sabbath stuff.
memory.
It was very sad to see Ozzy trying to sing. I couldn't even watch it. It was making me emotional.
Aura filled with
It was
positive
not an easy thing to watch.
back turned as daggers fly.
I saw Aerosmith with Morello, and I seen some of it already.
Misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror?
Judas Priest did a great cover
Are they
of
pleased with themselves?
what that was it? Not War Pigs, was it? Yes, it was War Pigs.
Empty vessel of sadistic pleasure, deep inside the anger dwells. The importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above, confidence in oneself being, defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing, power of mind, body and spirit, crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another, stones throw from a glass house, volleys hit to each other, judgment without consequence.
I would have been like,
Negativity will not be.
this is how I felt being a Sabbath fan when I was a little kid. Well, you know, knowing this is the last time that we'll ever see Sabbath together like this, even with Bill Ward drumming and Ozzy sounding the way he did, but still being Ozzy and trying to show energy. I was thinking in my head, how much longer does this guy have to live? It's like, it's so many emotions going through, because it's like, it's a surprise that he made it this long. And to see him have the courage and knowing that people are going to think things by him doing what he did, he still did it. It's an amazing thing that he did what he did in his condition. And I just would have listened because the music was there. So the music's, it's so loud. The music was going to take a lot. And that's me. I'm Mr. Guitar, drums. So I'm going to feel it. But it's like looking at Ozzy and knowing this might be the last time I see him ever perform again. Probably is. It is. But the man had the dignity to just do it, and just the courage to do it. I'm going to do it for my fans one last time. Regardless how I appear or look, I'm gonna do this one last fucking time. That's my payback to the fans. That's the way I look at it. I seen the Scorpions live. They were good. I think they were underappreciated. The Scorpions. I mean, I don't know if it was Klaus. I don't know what it was, but Io and Matthias and, even the two Schenkers, Rudolph, Michael, I thought they were fucking excellent in their musicianship. I think a lot of people got turned off by his voice. As crazy as that sounds. People just didn't get into it like I thought they should with the Scorpions. They had great songs. Great songs. And I think a lot of people think of one of the last songs that was popular with them when the Cold War, the wall came down. What was the name of that song? What the fuck was the name of that song? Oh my God. I can't whistle. What was the name of that song? Oh my God. Winds of Change. Oh, thank God I got it. It would have drove me nuts all night. Winds of Change by the Scorpions. Even that was good. Scorpions had a lot of great songs. Yeah, but again, this was more than just hanging it up. This is saying goodbye to my fans. There's more here than that. This isn't about him performing. And that's why there's a lot of support group there. Because people are doing it for Ozzy. You gotta remember with Ozfest, the history, even though his wife had a reputation of not being so nice to deal with, but people loved Ozzy. Yeah, no, he continued to make music with Zach. It wasn't like the early days, of course. Like, I got turned off after the first two with Zach. Then it really started to get, like, I don't know where this is going. I didn't like it. But the first two albums with Zach, I liked. A lot, actually. No More Tears, Miracle Man. There was a few. Perry Mason. There was a few really good songs. When Zach joined. After Jakey Lee. But then I lost interest. It's just, I don't know. But, I mean, to me, it would have been a special moment to see Ozzy for the last time. And I think there was a lot of people there for that reason. They know. The fans know. They know he's sick, not well. Fans knew. They were just wondering, what's this going to be like? Because at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he didn't sing. He just sat in his chair when they were doing the induction of him. And he's singing along. You can see he's trying to sing along with it. And he's enjoying it. But you knew right there, this is not going to... I was actually shocked when I found out they were going to have this last thing in England with Sabbath. I said, how is Ozzy going to be able to do that? You have to sit in his chair. The same thing. What was the Cold War song Ozzy sang in the mid to late 80s? There's one, Thank God for the Bomb, that I loved. that had to do with like deterrence of nuclear weapons if both sides have it. Thank God for the bomb. Nuclear. I've been to so many concerts. Okay. I've been to over 100 concerts in my time. Easy. If you don't get wasted, you'll remember it. I remember Maiden. I don't remember the early days of concerts I've been to. Hell no. And I've seen a lot recently. But the crowd, you know what the worst part of the crowd is? Getting out of the arena. And if you're on a line, getting in. But once you get through that, the crowd is not an issue. Because once you get to your chair, you're in your chair. Everybody's doing their own thing. You're not interacting with that crowd. It's you and the people around you immediate. You don't get that lots of people feel.
My God, it's freezing in here.
Oh, I love it. But like when you're leaving, it's just a crazy zoo. Lots of people. And sometimes, depending on the line, if you're going in, lots of people. And that initial rush. But once you get into the main areas, it's not like a lot of people. I hear you. So, I love going to concerts. I love you get the energy of the crowd into it, the energy of the band, the whole vibe, the sound, the force of the music, because it's loud. And you could feel it, depending where you are. It's just awesome.
I'm not sleeping in here.
It's just freaking amazing.
I will freeze here, Billy. Crazy.
Oh no, they were just being assholes. They were just being insane, doing what they did with the railing. That was just stupidity. That was just stupid fucks. That's all they were. And I never seen that. I saw it once and I never saw it again, but that was bad. I couldn't believe that. That was in Nassau Coliseum, Long Island. And these fuckers are up there and we're like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? Dude, they're trying to rip that railing out. What are they going to do with it? Don't tell me they're going to throw that into the crowd. And they did. That was sick. That was sick. There's no... You got mentally ill people out there. But it only happened once out of all of my experiences. I mean, I never seen anything like that in my life. That one time, that was enough. It was... I couldn't believe it. Crazy people out there. Need more love.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Waiting all my life for that special person. Magic fills the air now. I am certain this is the time for celebration. My dreams come true. Will you be mine? Fire ignited within the first time we met. My heart relit with love. My body began to sweat. Nerves tingled down my spine when you touch me. I hold you tightly, unchained love. You set me free. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah. Oh, oh. Every day I cherish you as if my final day. Always by my side, words cannot say how much I love Together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah.
Maybe one day. I never got into Deep Space Nine. I remember watching the first few seasons. Quark and all that. I got into it for a little while, then I didn't like it. Maybe I should try again, see if I like it. Oh shit, you gotta work tonight? Holy shit. I'm like, I get it now. Well, in a way, that might be a good thing because I'm gonna get off of YouTube. Because I want to hear normal music. I don't want to hear my shit no more. I'm actually setting up the station right now. And I lost track. Lost track. Not good. All right, hold on. So 1, 4. It would have to be that's too short. Fuck, it's gonna make my job harder. All right, 4. I have to do the clock in my head. Okay. Now I need 80. Where can I get an 80? Martin. I like Martin a lot. He's cool. This one will work. I gotta set this shit up a little bit. Why does that look fucking off? No. I might be a little off. I could always fix it later. I'm just doing these couple of things to give me a little breather. Really? You like it that much? Hold on, I gotta concentrate right now. Very important that I focus right now because I'm doing the station overnight. Tomorrow's the 9th. Couple more clicks. Because it's getting close to 11, so I gotta pay attention. Oh wow, that's a short ass file. I'll worry about that later. Okay, I'm good. I hear you with the Star Trek. But anyway, I'm gonna Grandizer. Have a great night at work. I'm gonna get off of YouTube because I want to just chill out and listen to like regular music. You know what I mean? I can't do it if I stay here. So you have a great night, and I'll see you soon. I'll be on the other platforms. So for anybody maybe watching on YouTube, you all have a great night. We're going to be on the other platforms. So till next time, you all have a great night. Later, Grandizer. Voyager. Enterprise. Original series. Wow, you put Next Generation fourth. Voyager last. Wow, I like Voyager. All right, I'm out. YouTube is done.